Welcome back to TML Weekly. It's always brought to you by Bjorn and Don Cherry Sports Grill. This is a recap of the big Game 2 win against Florida Panthers, 4-3. Let's dive right into it. John, you want to take it away?
Boy, like that was if you've got a heart condition, I'm worried about you right now. Make sure you've got your family checking up on you and everything's okay, because that was a stressful final 6 or 7 minutes of that game. But listen, absolute full marks to Joseph Wall here, right? The guy hasn't played since the beginning of time. It's got to feel like he hasn't played in forever, right? Like,
yeah, it's been at least 3 weeks now.
And he got thrown into, the other game. And listen, for the people that were critical of the goals that went on Wall, they were going in on any goalie in the league, right? Like maybe the second one that went in where you get a clean look at it, you're going, maybe you'd like to have him have that. But in all fairness, man, that was just a great shot. It was probably going in on anybody.
Yeah, like you look back to last game, and like it's different from being pulled when your team's getting pumped versus
100%
getting put in the net after an injury, up 4-1, like holding a lead. So like, once you're getting pumped, it's like no real expectations, kind of just be in the net.
You're 100% right. And like that's like the performance that he gave tonight. Listen, were the goals that went in all great? No. But you know what? And if Johnny were here, Johnny would say it's the save that you make that keeps your team in the game when it's needed the most. And listen, as Leafs fans, we know about how great Freddie Anderson was, right? Freddie Anderson was great, but then he let in that goal at the worst time. Backbreaking, like he'd stand on his head and it would be a floater from the blue line and we'd lose 2-1. And you'd go like, come on. Or, Samsonov would stand on his head and then the floater would go in. Like for once tonight, you saw a guy who hasn't even been starting, who, the first couple goals went in, the team bounced back right away, said, no, we're good. We're okay. Everything's fine. And man, that splitsy toe save at the end, big money save, big money Wall. I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah. So just looking at the game stats here, Florida outshot us 28-20, and then face-off dot, we beat them 62.7 and 37.7. So going against guys like Barkov and Reinhardt, who takes the occasional draw, like 2 Selke nominees, it's pretty nice numbers to see, like Matthews, Marner, Domi, Lawton, these guys snapping it back, big draws.
And listen, has there been a more pleasant surprise than Scott Lawton in the last 3 or 4 games?
Yeah, like he's like exactly what we needed and what everyone wanted at the trade deadline. He just didn't put the offensive numbers.
And so, listen, man, when we got him, we were all kind of sitting there. He's going to be that third line center that we need. And then, 3 games in, he was playing on the wing, and then he's on the fourth line, and you're going like, we gave him a first round pick for this. And now I'm sitting there going, I don't care who we gave up for this. This is the guy. Like, this is full marks to tree living, right? Like, he knew what he was buying for the moment. And Scott Lawton, man, boy, what a revelation he's been the last few games. Yeah. Loved everything I've seen out of him.
And we have him next year too at $1.5 million, 50% retained by Philly, obviously, and just a slam dunk of a deal. It's looking like.
So here's something that I think, if it hasn't been touched on, I think it's important, because I think what we saw when it was when they got within 1 in game 1, Berube calls the timeout, and if you had the chance and you saw it in real time, you could see him saying to the team, everybody relax, we're fine. And I really thought that messaging not only radiated in that moment, but listen, when we got down 1 in the first period, I kind of feel like that whole team, it wasn't like Leafs of old, where we're down 1, they scored first, the world is ending. Relax, we're fine. Got 1 back, they score again and go up, we get it back. Like, I really, really want to give full marks to the coach. I think the way that he has conducted himself throughout the entire year, not just this run, I mean, the timeout was perfectly called, right? But I think that messaging of we're okay it doesn't, they could go up 2. We're still okay. You know what I mean? I really think it's refreshing, and that the team, I really believe they believe it too now. Like they're starting to get that little, like,
Belief.
maybe we are different.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's looking like it too, because in years past, haven't been able to score more than 3 goals in a game for like whatever 10 straight games, going back to Florida and Boston last year, and then now 2 games in against Bob, we've had 9 goals on him.
And listen,
it's nice too. We go down 1 like in years past, and then it's kind of just like now we need at least 2 to win. But you look at now, and especially with the quick goals, like Marner's game-winning goal was 17 seconds after the tying goal by Florida. Like just these.
And listen, we did that in the Ottawa series too. Do you remember? We had a couple goals that went right in after they scored 2.
Yeah, quick response.
And listen, we were talking offline, and I said, like, that goal that went in by Marner was typically the goal that would go in on us. How many times did we feel like we were controlling the play? We were doing everything right, and then literally a floater from nowhere that just had eyes ends up in the net, and we're like, you got, like, us again? You got to be kidding me that this is happening again. And for once, that went in for us. And I thought, like, whew, boy, maybe. And listen, I'm not saying it yet. Let's not even put it in the universe. We're only halfway home, right? But boy, is it not? What was the last, like, I can't even remember. Like, was it 2002, 2003, the last time we were up 2-0 in a second round series?
I saw a stat. The last time at least we were up 2-0 in the first and second round was 1963.
Hey, we won the cup that year.
Because we won 2 games already, we're guaranteed at least 6 games, worst case scenario, which is the most games since 2004. Which is kind of crazy to think.
It's bananas. Crazier stat. Austin Matthews, I think, only played 67 games this year. The last time a captain of the Leafs played 67 games was 1963, where we also won.
There's
I don't want to start throwing this stuff out. I'm just saying it feels good to kind of say these things, though.
Yeah. So we'll get into Patrick in a second here, but Patrick scored the first goal of the season, number 67, against his old team, the Habs, and then scores a series clinching goal against Ottawa, number 67, and now he's got 2 points in each of the last 3 games, I think.
And listen, let's go back to, before we give Pacioretty his flowers, and we will, let's go back to the coach, because again, you remember at the end of that Ottawa series when things started to get a little creaky, the calls were coming for, why are we playing this guy? Let's put Roberts in it. Robertson always scores a goal after he's been out of the lineup.
I was on that trend too.
Right? No, but listen, and the coach said, I believe in this guy. This is why he's on this team. He's on this team. He's a big body. He's getting in front of the net. He's good in moments. He understands the game positionally. He's sound. He knows where he's supposed to be. He knows if he. And the great thing about Pacioretty, if you're watching the game, sometimes you'll see Pacioretty make a big hit, and then you'll see other times where he's not. And that's the sign of a veteran who knows not to take himself out of the play. Yeah. Right. Like, and those are the things where, like, if it's Nick Robertson is going in with his, 3'7" frame and taking himself out of the play on every play, trying to be Superman and do Superman things. And then he's out of position in the transition game back. Yeah. Right. Pacioretty, the coach, knows he doesn't have to worry about it. And boy, has he paid off in spades.
So a goal and an assist tonight. Obviously, that big power play goal in the first period to tie the game up. He had 5 hits in the first period and 7 hits total. Led the Leafs in hitting.
And let's be honest, that first period goal that went in, that may have been the most important goal of that entire game. Yeah,
finally got a power play goal, got it going. Granted, a second unit, but still to get a second unit power play goal.
But also, though, it got the crowd back in, right? It got, because listen, we're all Leaf fans. We've all been through this a trillion times. When that first goal goes in and we all go from feeling great to, oh no, here it comes, right? Florida's back. Ekblad's in. Bob's going to be locked in. This is going to get ugly. And then the goal goes in, and we're like the coach. Then all of a sudden we're going, it's okay. We're okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I thought that radiated through the building tonight, where once that goal went in, it was not only the belief on the bench, because I think the belief on the bench was that they were fine anyways, but the least faithful that were there in the crowd, I think, actually went, you know what? I think we are okay. I think it's going to be all right. So, full marks to Patch.
I need to take on this. It might be a bit of a controversy. It already started online, but over the next couple of days, we'll probably spiral a bit. The Scott Lawton hit from behind, and then no power play to Florida out of it.
So listen, let's ignore the hit on Stolarz. Okay, let's ignore that. Pretend that didn't happen. What I can't believe, at the end of the second period of that first game, the Pope was going to the net, and he got absolutely destroyed with a forearm to the face. Last time I checked, I keep hearing, the NHL guys keep saying, we're trying to get hits to the head out of the game. Either you are or you're not. And everybody in the arena, the cameras, that's where the puck was. That's where the ref was looking. It happened, and nobody spoke about it. It was like it didn't happen. So, you know what? If Lawton, should it have been a penalty? I think we all know it should have been a penalty. Maybe it was a little bit of a makeup from the ref and saying like a little bit of an even up. Sorry about the last game and your goalie, but I don't know.
Just crazy. Like, you get 4 for roughing, but how does Rodriguez get 2 for embellishment from a hit from behind? I don't get it, but I'll take it.
So I always thought, and listen, I heard Don Cherry talk once, and he made the point where if it's embellishment, you should be gone from the game, right? There should be a penalty, and I agree with him 100%. There should be a penalty for integrity of the game. And if you're diving or you're embellishing, call it whatever you want to call it, right? That's not in the spirit of hockey. That's not what hockey players are. We're not Italian soccer players, right? Like, you're not getting breathed on and dropping, right?
Yep.
And if you get a little bump, like, we don't want the NHL turning into what the NBA is now, right? You touch a guy in the back, he goes down, and it's like he's been shot. He's 300 pounds and 7'2", but apparently the guy who's 6'1" can just topple him over with an arm in the back. For me, if there's an embellishment penalty, it should be an integrity of the game. He should be gone. No questions asked.
Yeah. Yeah, so just getting back to the game here quickly. So big second period. Obviously, Marchand goal, 15 seconds in. Kind of a backbreaker there. I thought we were done with like those first minute goals against those kind of sloppy starts, slow starts.
And Morgan Riley, get the puck out of the end.
Yeah.
Like that, like if John were on, you know what John would be talking about, right? Defensive zone possession. Make sure you get the puck out. John said it, he said it all year long, right? And Morgan Riley rushed that play, and he didn't need to. It was like, I was sitting at the table, and I was like, that was like a minor Adam move, right? The puck's on my stick. Oh my God, people are coming. I got to get rid of it.
Pressure, and quick response again. 4 minutes later, that Nylander goal.
Willie, listen, Willie's woken up this series for sure, right? Like the last 3 or 4 games of that auto, like coming in, Willie's been great.
Yeah.
And
5 goals in the last 3 games.
And so listen, I heard this. We were at a bar tonight watching the game, and I heard this tonight because I'm wearing the 34. Where is Austin? How come he's not scoring? Listen, that guy has had more chances, and right now is just snake bit. Like, he's just snake bit. Like, I have no problem with Austin Matthews' game right now at all, right? He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's getting the chances. I think if you looked at his shooting percentage right now, it's got to be historically low, right? Over a 10 or 12 game run. Like, there are so many shots he's had where you're going like, man, how does that not go in? Like, so everybody that's on the Austin Matthews train, all I'm going to say is we're winning without him. When he gets going, and listen, he will get going.
Yeah.
You're not a 70 goal scorer in the NHL by accident, right? You don't just forget how to score goals, right? Once they start to drop, and they will, boy, look out.
Yeah, I have a quick question. So you see Matt, like, obviously going up against Barkov, who's so good defensively and offensively. Barkov has 1 assist in the first 2 games. He's a -2. So Matthews going up against him, he's shutting him down pretty well. But
He's doing
with
his
that,
job.
I feel like Matthews is sacrificing a little too much offense, because you see Florida, their top penalty kill is Barkov, Reinhardt, their top center, top winger, and then you have
So
Matthews and Marner. It's kind of like replicating Florida a bit. So I feel like
I understand the point that you're making, and there's some validity to it, and I'm okay. I'm okay in acknowledging that. What I would say to you is this: if Matthews wasn't getting scoring opportunities, then I would say that's a valid point, right? Yeah. Matthews has been robbed 3 or 4 times. He's missed the post by inches 3 or 4 times, right? Matthews could easily have 4 goals in 2 games already tonight, like throughout so far.
Yeah.
So I would be concerned if the opportunities weren't coming. The opportunities are coming. They're just not dropping right now. And so I don't have a lot of concern with that. And quite frankly, if you can take Barkov out of the game, if you can have Alexander Barkov as a minus, there's a very good chance you're winning hockey games. Yeah. And lo and behold, he's a -2 and we're up 2. So, you know what I mean? Like there's, and maybe that's a little bit of maturity in Matthews' game too, where he realizes, you know what, I don't need to do. I don't, you know, maybe he's got a little bit more faith now, you know, in Tavares and Nylander, and seeing what Pacioretty can do. And, you know,
scoring, like, guys like Domi, guys from the point, like Riley, OEL.
Well, think about it. Like how many times in the early part of this season did we come on and talk about, like, does anybody ever score from our blue line? Are we allowed to score from the blue line?
Lowest scoring team from their defensemen in the entire NHL.
You know what I mean?
For a team that won their division with Florida, Tampa, and like.
And look at us, and all of a sudden, you know, OEL's showing up. And again, I go back to, that's why OEL's here, right? OEL's done this more than a few times. He knows how to win. He knows how to pick his spots. You know, Morgan Riley's been okay in a few offensive things. Defensively, Morgan Riley, come on, just you gotta dial it in, brother. Stay focused.
Yeah.
You know, Carlo's been okay. Chris Tanev, I mean, you know how much I think of Chris Tanev. I love everything about Chris Tanev. I think he's probably the MVP of the team.
Yeah, you like the block shots tonight. Leafs had 25, Florida had 8. It's been like that every game throughout all the series.
You know what I noticed tonight? I think tonight may have been the first night that we gave up more than 25 shots. In a like, I'm going back to the Ottawa series, and like I was like, there were nights we were like 17, 19. I don't know that we've given up more than 25 shots.
Yeah, I know. I know that game 6 against Ottawa, the shots were 23-23.
Yeah, like so, like I feel like tonight might have been the first. Listen, if you can hold your team below 25 shots and you got either Stolarz or Wall, you're probably going to do okay.
Yeah, as long as you get a couple goals. Do
you know what I mean? Like I feel like we're in the right spot. On the whole, listen, as Leaf fans, we've all been through this. We know the ups and downs, right? We're not going to get too high, but my God, does it not feel freaking fantastic to be up 2 love?
Yeah, because the defending Cup champs. Right, so I think we'll wrap there. It's running close to 20 minutes, but yeah, game 3 Friday night, 7 p.m. down in Florida.
So here's the question I have for you, and it was asked at the bar tonight by 1 billion people. If Stolarz is ready to go, what do you do?
I don't know. I think you got to ride with Wall until he stumbles a bit. If he drops one in Florida, throw Stolarz in the next game. Go back to your guy. But I'm comfortable with both of them. They've both proven they can do it. You saw Wall against Boston last year. He's proven he can step in even tonight and get the win.
So do you want to? Here was my answer to everybody at the bar tonight.
Yeah.
My hope, my sincere hope, is that we don't see Stolarz play another game for the Maple Leafs this year. I hope Wall takes the ball and just says, the net's mine. It's mine. And you're not getting it back. And runs the table. That's what I'm looking for here. Don't get me wrong. I hope the Noodle's okay and he's great. But I want Joseph Wall now. Now he's got his opportunity. Right? It wasn't the way you thought it, dreamed it up, whatever. Let's focus on the positive. I want Joseph Wall to be the Stanley Cup winning goaltender, and I want him lifting that Conn Smythe trophy. That's it. All right. Thanks to our sponsors, Bjorn Hockey and Don Cherry Sports Grill. And we will be back. You'll see us for game 3. And Noel, anything else?
No, just think we got to get at least one down in Florida. Worst case scenario, come back 3-1.
Splitsies is 100%.
It'd be killer to go back, lose 2, and come back.
We're keeping it positive. We're gonna keep it positive. We're not even coming back to Toronto.
Yep. So Leafs are up 2-0. This is the post game recap of game 2, and we'll see you next time.
Go Leafs, go.